Fitness with Apoorva. With me, Apoorva Jairajan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for waiting. So it's 7:05, and I'm so glad that you took the time out to tune into this live and make this happen. So wishing you all an absolutely wonderful International Day of Yoga. I'm so glad that we get this chance to interact with one another and celebrate this lovely day that just shows how much of an impact yoga has made on our lives. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm just going to set up my camera and I hope you guys can see me. So yeah. So I hope I'm visible and yeah, I hope I'm visible to you guys. So this is going to be a quick yoga flow that you can do literally anywhere, but it's best if you do it on a mat because it just helps you to be more stable. So get into something comfortable and get on your yoga mat. So this is a practice that is perfect if you're a beginner. And just a second, I'm going to lower the volume please. Alright, I hope I am audible to you guys. Hi, good evening and happy yoga day to you. So join me on the mat as we have this small little practice for International Yoga Day. So coming to the far end of the mat, so come to the back end of your mat and gently lower your hips on your ankles. If you feel that it's not possible, you can try to fold up a towel and keep it underneath your ankles for a little bit of extra support. Alright? So let's start in child's pose. Bring your hips down and gently just make sure that your spine is erect first and gently bring your forehead down to the mat. So stretch your hands out in front of you and bring your forehead down to the mat and just take a couple of deep breaths here. So it's a good idea to just bring your awareness here. And a very important thing is if you find that you need to pause during this session or practice during this routine, you can come back to child's pose anytime you want. That's the beauty of this pose. Alright? There's a little bit of too much of a noise outside. Just hold on. I'll just close the windows and I'll come right back. Again. So yeah, coming back to our child's pose, you can take a second to just breathe here if you feel like it. Anytime during the practice, keep coming back to your child's pose, take a breather and then join us in the next bit. Alright? So bringing your forehead down to the mat, just relax here. Breathe in deeply through your nose and breathe out. So try to draw out your exhalations. That means get rid of all your breath completely before you take your next inhalation. One more time, just like that. Just be aware of how your breath is traveling up and down your spine. Excellent. Super. From when you are taking your last exhalation, gently inhale and come back up into a tabletop right here. So, setting up a strong, solid foundation. Just make sure that your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders and your elbows are not hyperextended. So, if it's this way, just draw it back so that your elbows are pointing towards each other. Alright? and make sure that your knees are directly underneath your hips. Super. Once you're here, just make sure a quick alignment check is to inhale and bring your navel up towards your spine so that your lower back is supported. Alright? So in your tabletop, gently inhale, lower your navel down to the mat and opening your chest, look up to the ceiling. Excellent. Exhale and round the spine, pulling your navel in towards your spine and dropping your head down. This is called a cat or an angry cat. Inhale, cow pose, and exhale, cat pose. One more time, just like that. Inhale at your own pace and exhale. Super. Once you're here, just release your spine and just move your hips from side to side just so you're getting a little bit of activation in the spine. You can also gently move your neck a little no, a little yes. Neck up and down, face side to side. Just getting a little bit of movement in all the spaces. Super. From there, tuck your toes. And once you're ready, gently lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Now here, let's make sure that we're not looking at flexibility in your feet or getting your heels down to the mat. What's important is we lengthen our spines. Alright? So just keeping your knees as bent as possible. Try to keep your seat bones looking up towards the ceiling, and you will instantly feel a stretch in your hamstrings. And also try to bring awareness in your shoulder blades. So pull your shoulder blades up into your body and don't dump it down on your neck. Alright? Once you're here, you can start to bring one ankle, one heel down, lift the other heel up. Then lift the other heel up and bring one heel down. So this is called walking the dog. It's often referred to as a pose where we stretch our hamstrings. It's excellent to build hamstring flexibility. And if your hands are feeling sore, slowly start to look towards your hands and walk your feet to the front where your hands are, and you've landed yourself into a forward fold. Excellent. So now that you're here in a forward fold, keep your knees extremely bent. Make sure that they're nicely bent, because what happens is generally we don't have a lot of immediate hamstring flexibility. Right? So once you're here, keep your knees bent and try to fold from your hips. Again, point your seat bones up to the ceiling. So that's a great way to activate the hamstrings and make sure that you're getting all the right places to move. Alright, so keep your hands down firmly on the mat. Keep your knees completely bent. And once you're here, just let your head hang down. Use your hands on the mat for support. And just surrender yourself down to the mat, setting an intention for today's practice. It can be a small intention, so it can be anything like, I want to practice yoga more. It can be anything. Alright, once you're here, inhale, and as you start to take a nice deep breath in, start to unroll your spine. So like something is pulling you up from your neck. Gently unfurling your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Your head comes up at the end of that movement. And you're up here in Tadasana. Excellent. So we've done so many poses up to now. And once you're here in Tadasana, I want you to turn your hands to face forwards. Take a nice deep breath and make sure that your Tadasana alignment proper. Alright? So get your feet along hip distance apart. Don't lock your knees or hyper lock your knees like this. Generally when you have a lot of mobility or you're hyper flexible, this is something that generally people tend to do. So keep a soft bend in your knees. Tuck your pelvis so that your tailbone is tucked down and you're not putting a lot of pressure on your lower back. Alright? And as usual, as obviously, open out your chest. Make sure that your head is in line with your heart or your chest, and your heart is in line with your pelvis, and you're not bending forward or you're not doing this, right? So make sure that your spine is aligned. Now what a spine alignment does is it helps you to breathe better, which is why our focus always should be on our posture, because a good erect spine will ensure that you breathe better, you walk better, your body is able to take your weight better, and it does not load up the joints. So generally you will avoid knee pain and ankle pain if your posture is correct. Alright, so it's a great tip for you if you're a beginner. If you're just starting out your practice, it's an excellent tip that you should do. Always bring your awareness to your spine. Alright, so once you're here in Tadasana, inhale and raise your arms up to the ceiling. Get your biceps right near your ears and take a nice deep breath here. And exhale. Super. Try not to shrug your shoulders up, so just keep your shoulders locked and down away from your ears. And using your left hand, clasp your right wrist. Inhale, and as you exhale, stretch over to the left side. So this is how it looks. This opens out your obliques, the sideline of your body, very important. You can also look up to the ceiling or look down at the mat, because we've got so many small little muscles and bones in our neck. It's very important to stretch them all out. Super. Once you're here, inhale and exhale to bring yourself back up to your midline. Moving on to the next side. So using your right, clasp your left and stretch over to the right side. Try not to go inside like this or curl your body. Open out, so lifting your chest, make sure that you're able to at least look at the ceiling. That's how you know that your spine is going to be aligned. Super. Once you're here, inhale, and as you exhale, come back to your midline. So we're looking forwards on the mat. Now, from here, bend both your elbows and lift your chest up to the ceiling. Now here you're in a mini back bend already. So lifting your chest up, chin up, open out your chest to the ceiling. You're in a mini back bend. And as you exhale, start to fold forward. So bring your hands along the midline of the body and fold forward gently. Super. Once you're here, setting up for half lift. Again, it's very important to open out the hamstrings, which is why we're doing this all the time. So placing your hands on your shins or your right above your knees is a great place. Inhale and lift your chest up. So very important to make sure that your crown of the head to the tailbone is in one straight line. So that's how you ensure that your hamstrings are opening. Alright? And try to bring your body weight forward into your toes. Super. Exhale and fold back down. Now place your hands on the mat and getting your right leg to the back and the left leg to the back. You are up in a plank. Super. Once you're here in a plank, bring your knees down and shift your body weight so that your shoulders are directly above your ankles. You're in a half plank here. Stay here for 3 breaths. So count 3, 2, and 1. Completely relax on the mat. Bring your forehead down and your hands to the side sides of your hips. Relax up for a second. Awesome. Now bring your hands right underneath your shoulders and pressing your pubic bone into the mat. Just you're making sure that you're not loading your lower back. Pressing your pubic bone and your feet firmly into the mat. Inhale and lift yourself off. Lift your chin and chest off the mat. You're here in Bhujangasana. And exhale. One more time. This time we'll go a little more. Inhale. Lift up using your hands into Bhujangasana. Look straight forward. Try not to crunch your shoulders up, but relax your shoulders down and use your hands to get yourself up. Exhale. Come back down. Now this time we push ourselves up completely off the mat using our complete core strength. So place your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your elbows inside, tuck your toes and lift yourself up into a plank and down into your downward facing dog or Vajrasana. Superb, you've got your first vinyasa. From there, get your right leg forward between your hands. Make sure that you're completely balanced first. So your left leg, bring your heel down at a 45-degree angle. And your front leg, your knee should be directly over your ankle. Alright? So once you feel completely balanced, inhale and lift yourself up. This is Warrior 1 or Vajrasana 8. Inhale and raise your arms up. Continue looking to the front or the front part of your mat. And we're going to do a transition here. So from here, just get your back leg or your left leg to the side so that your arch of your foot is in line with your heel. Alright? So you make sure that if you draw a line from the arch of your foot to the heel of your front leg, it should be in one straight line. Alright? Your hip should be squared. If you are able to square it, it's a great thing. Inhale, lift your arms up at 90 degrees. That is at shoulder height. And you come into Warrior 2. Excellent. So if you're a beginner, you've already learned like 10 poses already, which is great. It's a great place to start. From Warrior 2, generally just slowly we do a lot more advanced yoga poses. But for today, I think this is the most advanced we will go. So once you're here, shift your body weight so that you're facing forward. Bring your hands down on the mat. Turn the back leg and get your right leg to meet the back leg. Alright? Stretch into downward facing dog once. Take a nice breather here. So inhale and exhale. Super. Excellent to reset the spine. From here we'll take our left leg forward this time. So left leg to the front of the mat. Again make sure that the back heel is down. The toes are pointing at an angle. You're completely secured here, you're balanced. Inhale and lift yourself up into Warrior 2 on the other side. So for Warrior 1, it's very important to keep your hips square because that provides the great stretch for your lower body. Alright? So if you're not able to get that stretch so that your feet are correctly aligned plus your hips are squared, use your hands and physically try to guide your hips so that you're able to get that square alignment. Alright? Inhale, raise your arms up into Warrior 1 or Vajrasana 1. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the hips. Move your back leg so that your arch of the back foot is in line with the heel of the front. Alright? And that you're in one straight line and stretch into Warrior 2. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. Super. From there, start moving your hips again, shifting your gaze to the front of the mat. Bring your hands back down. Turn the back foot. Let the front foot meet the back and stretch back into downward facing dog. Bring your knees down and stretch back into child's pose again. Hips over your heels. Super. Once you're here, inhale and lift yourself up. And let's come into a Vajrasana. So Vajrasana is one of my favorite poses. It's because it's so versatile. You can do it even after. This is the only yoga pose you can do even after you've had your meals, because this is excellent to aid digestion. So Vajrasana is definitely something that you should practice every day, at least for 5 minutes. So if you're finding it difficult to sit in a Vajrasana, it's with your heels supporting your seat bones. It's a great idea to roll up a piece of cloth or a towel, keep it underneath your ankles so that you have a lot of support there. Alright? And you can avoid this pose if you've got like some knee issues or ankle issues. Completely avoid this pose. But for everyone else, this is an excellent pose. So it also helps to align your spine. It naturally sets the spine and the curvature. So it's very calming. It's deeply relaxing for the body and the mind as well. Place your hands on the thighs. Settle your gaze. You can also try to close your eyes here. And take a nice couple of deep breaths. Calm yourself, calm your mind. Super. And gently open your eyes. Just shift your body weight to one side. Get your feet out underneath you. And place your feet forward so that your feet are outstretched. We'll do one quick forward fold here, and then we'll lie down on the mat to get into our Savasana. So if you're not able to get your knees completely down, or if you're having knee pain, you can also keep like a small bolster or a folded up towel. It will really help to support the knees. But if you're here, that's a great place. Get out any flesh right underneath your hips so that your seat bones are in direct contact with the mat. Place your hands at the sides of your hips and inhale to lift your chest. Make sure that your spine is in a straight line. So your head, your heart and your hips should be in one straight line. Alright, from here, inhale and raise your arms up to the ceiling. Keeping a micro bend in the knees, start to fold forward. So using your hips to fold forward. Just keep your hands wherever it feels most comfortable. For some it may be here, for some it may be your shin, for some it may be your ankle or your toes, or even a block out in front of you. So our focus would be to lengthen the spine and the hamstrings and to relax, most importantly. So place your hands and completely surrender in this pose. This pose is deeply relaxing. And gently try to keep your knees down or stretch your knees out only once you feel comfortable. Don't force or pull or push your body. It's very important to honor your body, honor your mind, and be aware of what your body is wanting in that moment, rather than hitting some poses. Alright. Generally, you can hold here for another 2-3 couple of breaths. But let's inhale, lift ourselves up. You can get your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. We do Janu sirsasana also before we move on to our practice, before we move on to ending our practice. So get your right foot to slowly and very gently placed around your left inner thigh. And inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Janu sirsasana is to get your forehead down to your knees. So try not to go with your forehead down to your knees, but to lengthen your spine. So try to use your chest down to your thighs or your knees. That's how the cue works. Because if I say forehead down, you will do this. So that's what we don't want. We want an opening in the chest, and we want to make sure that our lower body is feeling it, not our upper body. Alright? Inhale, lift yourself up, straighten your spine. Exhale, fold forward once more. Inhale and let go of the pose. We try it on the other side, because sometimes what happens is some parts of your body is a little more stiffer than the other part. So this time get your left leg in so that it is in contact with the right inner thigh. Inhale, lift your arms up to the ceiling, and exhale, fold forward from your hips. Make sure that your chest is in contact with your knees. You can shift your gaze to your toes or to the front of the mat, whatever serves you today. Inhale, straighten your spine once more. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, let go of the pose and come back to neutral spine. Let's lie down on the mat. We'll do one quick stretch of a Pavanmuktasana before we head on to our Savasana. So once you're here down on the mat, bend your knees and bring both your knees in towards your chest. So some of you may find it a little challenging, but that's okay. You can be here if that serves you today. That's perfect. For those of you who can, you can use your hands on your shin or right underneath your knee, and gently, with a very gentle pressure, interlock your hands and bring your knees as close to your chest as possible. Relax your lower back down on the mat. So just stretching out the lower back. It's very important to not lift your lower back up, because it doesn't really serve the purpose in this pose. Take a nice deep breath here. Belly breaths. Feel your belly moving up and down against the pressure of your knees. You can also move from side to side, because it helps to release the tension in your lower back. Super. And once you're ready, just let go of your knees. Bring your feet down to the mat and straighten out your legs. Let your feet fall away from each other. Bring your hands to your sides near your hips. Open out your palms and completely relax. Take a moment to breathe deeply. Thank your body for doing what it does every single second of every single day. Take a moment to appreciate this breath that you're taking. If you find any thoughts arising, gently acknowledge them and sweep them away as if they're a cloud. Relax your mind, relax your body. Relax yourself completely here. Let go of any thoughts that you may have down on the mat. Let go of any tensions or worries. And gently just bring some movement into your body. So Start to move your toes, your ankles, your fingertips, your wrists, moving your neck from side to side. And gently bend your knees, turn over to your right side and push yourself up to seated. So keep your eyes closed here just before we end our practice. Just keep your eyes closed, absorb the movement, absorb every single bit of our practice today. Thank yourself for showing up on the mat. Thank your body for being so wonderful, a vessel that helps you to think, to grow, to feel, to experience this journey that we call life. And when you're ready, just slowly rub your palms together. And once you build up a little bit of heat, a little bit of warmth, place your palms on your eyes. Give yourself a nice massage. Your face, your neck, your arms, your hands, your body, your knees, all the way down to your feet. Massage your feet a little bit and gently open up your eyes when you feel ready. Super. Thank you so much. Namaste. I hope you had a great practice with me. I'm going to take some questions if you have them. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's live. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and you can probably comment down below. It'll be really great. I can help you answer any questions you may have about the practice. Thank you so much for everyone that tuned in. I had a great practice and I hope you did too. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, keep yourself protected from the new wave of corona. Thank you so much for tuning in, and a lovely, happy, wonderful yoga day to you as well. Thank you so much. Namaste. Adios.